Hello everyone. Can you hear me now? I have been talking this whole time, and my mic desynced. Can you guys hear me? Please let me know. It says that the mic is synced up, but woo! Do you know what's very upsetting? I've been talking non-stop for 15 minutes. Yeah, I'm talking directly into the mic right now. No. When I saw that someone said that the mic was not working, I double checked it and it's showing that it isn't connected to what I was using, which, oh, I am so mad. I explained the process. I was so mad. Oh, of course, the one time that I actually explained myself properly. Oh, I need to calm down. Oh, gang. Okay. It's all fixed. You guys can hear me now. That's all good. That would explain why it's been a bit quiet. So, right. Oh, basically, I'm drawing a white and now having to try and figure out. Oh, sorry. Right, this is devastating for me, I'm not gonna lie. I'm so upset because I've been explaining the whole process the whole time, like my color choices. I've been explaining like why I've picked them. Oh, okay. Sorry, actually I genuinely need to calm down. I can feel myself shaking. Okay. Breathe. Right, we'll get back to where we were. Oh, right. Okay. Anyway, oh, couldn't have asked for a worse life at that time. Yeah, we're doing a white cat today, so I'll try and explain from the top. Sorry. Right, so today we're doing a little white cat. She has ended up being quite iridescent in colour because there's some blues, there's some yellows, there's some pinks and purples. I wanted to really kind of play around with that because just doing like white and grey, really boring. And so here I wanted to try and play around with that. I talked about the desaturated mauve that I've been using for the shadows. I will need to darken up those shadows because the contrast just isn't there. It looks really, really washed out in my opinion, but I am building those colours at the moment. Like if I was to stop here, this would be, in my opinion, subpar. Oh, sorry, I keep hitting the stand. I'm really annoyed. So I want to darken up these a little bit later on. And I'm using purple in the areas of shadow. Now the previous purple I was using, let me put them on. Previous purple I was using, this one. This has quite a red sort of hue to it. It's a much warmer purple. I think I need to use a cooler purple. So the transition here, I wanted to move from pink into purple, but having this more reddish purple to then go into the colder purple, I think works really well. Now, the reason we want to use cool tones for shadows is because often the light source is a warm light source. Especially in art, you want to try and go opposite on the colour wheel. I've got a colour wheel here. I'm so sorry, this has now turned into Pleasure Nerd Teachers. Maybe not quite what you were after, but you'll see here, so most light is within this range that you'll get within art or within the home. It's often that kind of warm hue. So the opposite of this is these colours here, which is why you can blah, 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 which is why you'll often see purple used as a shadow because it's opposite on the colour wheel. So this is fun because you can see here, this particular one shows what would happen if you added, and you can see I've used it a lot, but adding white desaturates the colour a bit, and adding black sort of brings it into a deeper tone. I'd say that this kind of mauve here is a desaturated kind of, not kind of like a desaturated purple. And yeah, so lack of light can desaturate colours in reality, but in sort of art, the way that you would desaturate a colour is by adding white to it. So really vibrant colours. I don't have like a chart thing to show you, but really vibrant colours are like the purest form of the colour. And then you've got like black at the bottom and white in the corner. So the more white you add, the lighter and desaturated the colour will be. So all of these like pastel colours are would be like a blue with a massive amount of white. I was going to say buttload, but maybe not. But yeah, so there's like, and then if I were to add black to a blue, that would form sort of a deeper, I wouldn't say a richer tone, but it also slightly desaturates it. It's really like playing around with actual colour can be really interesting and fun. Anyway, back to the actual drawing. I'm going to go in everywhere I've put that like reddish, that warm purple. I'm going to go in and put the cold purple in. Now recently I've gone back and checked most of my drawings lately have been very cool toned. I don't quite know how that has happened, but I think it's really neat. I really like seeing sort of subtle trends. Don't know if I can really call it a trend if it's mine, but subtle things that happen within the art. But hello Inkwell Diary, thank you very much, I appreciate it. I hope you enjoy being here. But yeah, just as a general kind of point, I'm going to try and focus on explaining the thought process here rather than talking, because I am a bloody chatterbox. So, and I have a feeling you guys might want to know what's going through my little noggin as I do this. Okay, so now that I've done those blues, I think I'm gonna try that really light pink again, see how that goes with this, because I quite like the yellow here, and it's got some sort of subtle orange trends, so I just want to, I guess, almost use it as like a highlighting tool, because I use this as my kind of base colour. For those who weren't at the start when my mic wasn't working. Oh god, I got so mad I forgot what I was doing. Adding the white, so this colour here was the first colour I put down, because I wanted it to be the base. I thought pink would be a really, really good base for a white cat. Just because, you know, there's skin under that fur. Who would have thought? Okay, so I'm quite happy with how this is looking so far. Really, yeah, enjoying how this is looking so far. What I want to do is I want to darken these bits up. So I'm just going to be looking at it. I want it to be desaturated because I don't want these to pop. I don't want them to be the main kind of place that you look within this. This is a very subtle kind of colour scheme at the moment. But also it's Lunar Games. Yeah, I think it's probably because it's winter. Stop falling over. Are you going to be put? Thank you. Right. So let me know if this actually, I'm worried this is going to steal the show. We shall see. If it doesn't work, what I'm going to do, so I'm going to do that light colour and just go over it. The fortunate thing with acrylic markers is that you can kind of just go in. Oh, that is dominating, isn't it? So, bad judgment. Silly pleasure nerd. Because that has completely drawn the eye away and made it weird. So I'm gonna pop that back in, pull out a slightly different colour because that is not really where I want this to go. It's not quite dry yet, so I'm gonna try and play around with the corners a bit, but add some there, and then for whatever reason I seem to have previously put the mouth here. I don't know why I did that. Doesn't seem to be how cats' faces actually work, but like, go off queen. Right, so I think this is now dried, so I'm going to go over it with this cool toned muted purple. Excuse me. And I think this is going to work much better because, as I feared, the purple is too vibrant, and to me it just pulls the attention away because it is the brightest part of this so far. Oh, sorry. And for people who've joined who like the stream, I am going to try and stream a little bit more regularly. I'll try and stream on a Friday night for me, but also I want to try and stream on Sundays, ideally 2 p.m. my time, but I had a nap and I slept through 2. I didn't mean to have a nap. I didn't want to have a nap. I sat down on the sofa and then fell asleep. But yeah, so my hope is this becomes more regular. I understand YouTube is weird about notifying people. I know some of that is probably because I post shorts daily, so I completely understand why people wouldn't want to have all the notifications on. I wouldn't if I were you. It's just too much. I post daily because it makes me less precious about what I'm posting. Just makes me think. Anyway, sorry, I went on a tangent here. So I'm going back in with the blue to kind of add a transitional colour. I didn't like what it was going on down here, so I've gone over it again in that blue. I much prefer this muted cold purple. Due to the nature of that purple, it's kind of, or of that kind of colouring, it's gone over some of the stuff that I'd done before, and I just want to neaten it up, make it a bit more sort of, I don't know, neater. In the hopes that that will improve. Now I am very much enjoying this. I think I'm going to add just a little bit of orange just to kind of highlight that iridescent nature of this. Colour I just picked up is not a good colour. It's too pink. And so we will try and pop some orange in here. Let's go. So I'm just adding a couple of lines here and there to see how it dries down and how it will interact with the other colours around it. Now it's quite a cute, like peachy Can you see up here? Maybe not, I'm putting my bloody fingers in the way. But here it's quite sort of peachy, which I think is a really good kind of transition-y colour up there. I think I'm going to put a bit more down here. Really highlight. Oh, I think, yeah, we'll pop some around the face. Make him a happy little kitty. And just curve the face a little bit, because at the moment it's a very, I've done a very round face. That's not really how people's pets, that's not the word. Cats. There we go. It's not how cat faces work. Cats don't have very round face. Like, you have the, what are they called? It's not Persian. Is it Bengal? I don't know. But there are some cats with very smooshed faces. Flat-faced something or other, maybe. Short-haired, blue something. I don't know. I believe they're very expensive, whatever they are. And probably very uncomfortable in the same way that pugs are. So I'm just going to add a bit more purple to the edges. I'm going to try and neaten this up a bit. Unfortunately, as I talk, it means that I'm not as detailed, so there might be some points here where I go very quiet. Now you might be wondering why I am not popping this the whole way along. It gives the, so by not outlining everything with this purple, it gives the illusion that this is closer to me. So it gives, like, your brain kind of semi autocorrects in that area. So what is, it gives the appearance that it's joined. I've said that 3 times. We get the point. So I'll just do a little bit of purple down here too. And to Snickerdoes Doodles, having just a quick check it back in the chat, I am coming to the slow conclusion. I'm essentially making a series of Pokemon types of cats, which is hilarious. I had not intended this, but that's absolutely where this has ended up going. So maybe I could do some fake Pokemon cards, play around with it. But yeah, just a bit daft, but yeah, it looks very very iridescent. I'm trying to figure out this cat's anatomy. Sorry, gang, I'm just gonna, give me a moment. You're gonna get me trying to look at it. Okay, so its arm actually should be there. So that's because that's its back. Because that doesn't make sense. Great. So I've made a mistake, which, love that for me. I am going to try and fix this. I'm going to need to turn it again, I'm sorry. Because at the moment it just, I don't know, it doesn't make sense where it is. Let's do it like that, so it's actually, why don't we look at the reference? Like a smart little bean, instead of just going in being like, no, I think it's wrong. Right. Okay. I know this bit is thrilling, so we'll just have some like little holding stuff as I try and figure out how to fix this. Just going and looking at some other pictures of cats, because cats are the 4th type of matter. You've got water, you've got, liquid, you've got gas, you've got solid, got a cat. And I think that's really where this is at the moment. Okay. Okay, right. I had to fix this. Oh, I've got this the wrong way around. There you go. Right. So I'll just go in here and just fix that up a bit. Now what I'm doing is I'm using the blue because that seems to be the best kind of colour in this area to use to try and pretend this never happened. So to try and explain it, it's like the head, and I know that cats have weird bodies. It feels like this arm, this leg, is too far back on the body. There's too many folds of kitty fat around here, so I think it actually should really begin here. But yeah, did I just pick up the wrong blue? No, good. Whew. I do that a lot as well. I pick up the wrong colour to do things with. And I will think I'm picking up a pink and I've actually picked up a black or something like that. Just makes it very hard to do things. So adding this pink here, try and give it a peachiness. I am unhappy with where this has gone. This is not what I wanted. I remembered a very stupid song from Dropout. So I'm just trying to, still here, find some better references. I need like a little something for whenever I'm doing this part. Do 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 do. We are holding. Please stay as I try and figure out what to do. Do you know what? I bet it's going to be, if I just left it alone, no one would have been any the wiser. And yet, I did not. Watch as an artist buffers in real time. See that I am merely mortal and I have human reactions, which is, no, I don't want to do it anymore. Especially as I was feeling all smug that this was looking like it was going to be towards the end. And that smugness bit me in the bum. Okay. I think your leg needs to start there. We'll sort you out. It will be fine. Right. Thank you guys if you stuck around. Sorry about that. No excuse. But mistakes happen, and I was going to say I'm not liable. Could you imagine? Oh dear. Right. Sorry, I'm still thinking about being liable for being human. Okay. Right. We'll add some yellow. Make it pop a little bit. Just just take some time to sit and adjust. And thank you so much, Inkwell Diary. So yeah, we'll probably end up with a lot more yellow than I had initially intended, but that's okay. You know, this is a fluid thing because it's acrylic markers. But yeah, so I'm just I'm gonna be so sad to go over this in black. I'm gonna have to go for a much thinner line than I would typically. Right, so I think I'm gonna make this area a bit more pink because the blue looks honestly a bit muddy because of me trying to fix my mistake. But that's okay. It's all part of the layering process. Becomes more dynamic, more interesting as a result. If we were perfect first time, everything would be so boring. We'd already have all of the future developments, and that, you know, what else would there be to look forward to? I mean, I'm looking forward to all of the incredible food creations that people are going to come up with. And ways of combining cultural foods. Whether it's a good old-fashioned shepherd's pie or something. I was going to say tikka masala, but that is actually British. That's not Indian in any way, shape or form. That was made for the British palate. Do you know what? I think I like this a bit more. It's made it much more... So, sorry, trying to explain the process. I'm going in to darken the shadows. So I'm just adding where this little guy's arm is to hopefully make it a bit more interesting. I'm just trying to figure out... I think I'm going to neaten this area up a bit more, actually. And if you hear someone who's like, oh yeah, no, I've got a really like fluid, not in-depth, but you know what I mean? Like when people seem to think that, nope, wrong colour, told you. At least I didn't put it down. Just grab wildly the wrong colour. Well done, pleasure nerd. So this is more pink. Where did I put that colour? Where did you go? Who knows? It's going to be orange now. I am the captain now, said the peach. Okay. So, yeah, if I go over with these pinks, it kind of adds more to that iridescence, you know. It just, yeah. So my concern at the moment is around here. It looks a bit kind of muddy because it's a big sort of mixture of colours. You can see the green. I mean, you might not be able to see the green peeking through, but I can. So I'm gonna go over it like that, wait for it to dry, and in the meantime I'm gonna play around with the green elsewhere, because it's my drawing and I can do what I want. No, that's unhelpful. I just think it will add a more iridescent kind of vibe. So this is quite a light, cool-toned green. I'm trying to think of how to describe it. It's like a seafoam green. And it kind of, I keep saying kind of, I don't quite know how to describe it, but it just gives it a little off-balance colouring, you know, like with the with iridescent stuff, you just occasionally just get a little pop of green and you're like, where did you come from? It's just a hint of it. I really like that. So I'm going to go back in with the light pink. Nope, it's not dry. I'm not going to go back in with the light pink. I'm going to sit and look at my mistakes for a bit. That showed me. That is very wet still. Right now I'm standing up and grabbing my white pens. I'm trying to obtain some kind of order in this mess. I just wanted to say to everyone as well, thank you. Oh, Arctic teal, great way to describe it. And hello, abstract beauty after dark. But thank you all for sticking out with me. I appreciate it. We're just waiting for this pink to dry because I made a boo-boo. And making boo-boos, part of the process. So we shall just add a few green little furs. And what else? I think maybe yellow. No. Well, still wet. Maybe orange. Or the peach, I should probably say. Play around with that over here. Maybe down here. And over there. I'm just gonna see what adding a bit of yellow round here will do. Just play around with those little curves. See how it works. It looks like it's got a really pink belly at the moment, doesn't it? It's, yeah, really odd. We shall go back in with the pink. By pink I mean the light pink. We'll just try and blend that. Blend like I can blend acrylic mark as well. But just go over, try and soften it a little bit. And see how that goes. That middle bit is just going to be so chock-a-block full of paint. Right. So I don't think I want, yeah, I don't want that much pink. I think that's ultimately it. I like the darker pink as an accent. Or a tertiary kind of colour, like a little, I'm trying to think of a better word for it, little kind of detail. it's more of a pop than it currently is. At the moment, this is very textured. I'm just going to quickly look at the chat. Hello, everyone. And Rubik's Cube Cat, I remember you. Thank you so much for joining us again. And by us, I mean me and the other 22 people who are lovely in here. Far from 10. I'm so glad you think so. I am doing, if you're not aware, I'm doing a little series of cats. This is the one I made earlier. That's very Blue Peter of me. But this is the one I did earlier in the week. This is today's. So typically, if I wasn't streaming, these would take me about half an hour. Whenever I stream, it takes me over an hour every time. But, you know, it is what it is. Hello, Lavender Misty. Lovely to see you. I think I'm going to pop a bit more pink on the snoot. So yeah, the markers that I'm using at the moment are not very good for lots and lots of layering. They keep kind of splitting up a bit. I don't know what to call it, like separating. Which is very, very annoying. But it is what it is. We'll just have to cope. So I'm gonna try and put some yellow in here. Because there was a lot of yellow there before. That's kind of gone to the wayside a bit. And then we'll go back in with a little bit of blue as well. Checking the chat. Rubik's Cube Cat. I am very aware of tortoiseshell cat colouring. I have not done it because it's real hard. And it would take me ages, and whilst I'm talking on top of it, just makes it really, really tricky. So that might be one for when I am all by myself, so I can mess up as much as possible without having the 2-minute pause of me trying to recalibrate and replan what I'm doing. As unfortunately everyone, or bunch of people. Oh! No. Let's see. Bye. That was weird, wasn't it? What a weird thing to do. I've been getting more comments like that recently, especially since the Pinterest video and the video where I was letting out my frustration. There's just been, I don't know, I've been getting a lot more really, like, I don't want to say really mean because it's not death threats or anything, but just been getting some weird little comments. But yeah, so should have dried now. I'm going to play around with some white, and then we're going to get going with some fine lining. So thank you guys for coming to my defense. I really genuinely appreciate that, because that was, what a weird thing to do in our live stream. How bizarre. Now I'm just going to, oh sorry, this part is never fun when you have to, oh, hope that wasn't on my trousers. Are you trying to test out your pen to make sure it's going to do what you want it to do? So I want a little highlight on the snoot and at the edge of the eye. because I don't know, this kitty feels kind of ethereal in a way. But yeah, I appreciate you guys in the comments. It's really weird when people come in and don't understand what the vibe is. I mean, honestly, this is called Let's Draw and Talk for a reason. I guess if they wanted to, the thing is, and this is why I can't really take what people like that take to heart. So, by the way, adding highlights where I think the light would hit. So I've done the 2 dots around the eyes because it's cute. I've done a dot on the nose because it's cute. Right now, I'm trying to do where I know that the light would kind of hit when a cat is in a box. I don't know how else to describe it. But the fur, like the edge of the fur gets peach fuzz. You know, it gets all light. It's, yeah. So I just wanted to, by adding a few little rolls, because this is a chunky cat now, we have decided. Yeah, whilst I find my thinnest fine liner, I'll talk about it. But yeah, so it's just bizarre. I've had quite a few people telling me that, well, I say quite a few, a handful. It feels like a lot because your brain latches on, you know, we're built to focus on the negative so we can avoid it. Genuinely isn't that many, and I shouldn't put as much energy towards it. I get all of that feedback. I'm just very worried that I end up in a little echo chamber, so I do try and take on board what people say, so I'm not huffing my own farts, you know. And it's yeah, it's been really interesting because, yeah, every so often we'll get the occasional comment from someone saying that I should just shut up and draw and that no one wants my thoughts, etc. And the thing is that the videos that I put up that is just me drawing, there's no talking, there's no, what's it called? No talking, there's just music and my process. The full process without, like, and I edit out me faffing around and what have you. Those don't perform as well because they're not interesting. Like, you don't get to hear all the process. So I'm now doing the fine liner. This is a 0.05. Oh, look at the state of my hands. This is a 0.05. And this is the finest one that I've got to hand. I have a 0.03 somewhere, but not here. And I'm just doing this because I don't want to take up, like I like how this is going, but I do feel like it needs the outline. Ideally, I would like to do this in grey, but I do not have a grey version of this. But that's okay. So, oh, this kitty is so cute. And you'll probably see it a lot with me. I don't do curves very well. My hand shakes. And also, I actually hold my pen in a way I shouldn't. So this is called a... oh, that's a tripod. Quadpod? No. Anyway, I hold my, I'm neurodivergent. This is how I hold my pens. I shouldn't. It's too restrictive. I really should hold it like that. This is uncomfortable for me. So I feel like I have more control when it's like this. So, you also should, not that you can see my shoulder or me right now, but you really ought to draw from the shoulder. It's harder when it's something small like this. You you being the royal you, if the movement is in your wrist, you can't get as much motion. If your movement is in your whole arm, you get a much smoother motion. I am just not very good at remembering that, so I will do small little motions like that. So I tend to do, just little lines. I shouldn't. I try not to feather as well because that ruins it. Right, I'm going to try and practice what I preach here. 3, 2, 1. No, I can't because I'm giggling. Right, we'll try and draw from the shoulder using a tripod. Right. Guess who didn't draw from the shoulder? Right, let me show you that this is what happens when I try and do it. It just gets a bit wibbly at the end. So I have a much more chaotic art style, or sketchy art style. Oh, come off it. We'll fix it with the thing. It'll be fine. This part can get thicker anyway. The bit I'm most worried about is the inside. I'm just going to turn this around a little bit and do, see, I need a piece of paper to make that bit fluid. Give me a moment. I'm going to use a business card, which I'm sure is the whole purpose of using your own business card, isn't it? Exactly. Nice and easy fix with it. Yeah, I do use the acrylic. Right. 3, 2, 1. There we go. We'll do the same here. Oh, I've just realised that's not straight. Right. I guess this is a tip as well, but if you, so my hand catches on the table quite a lot. Having a piece of paper underneath makes it so that there's a smooth motion. So let me just roll up my sleeve a bit, and we will go for the second time doing this. Why am I so nervous? Oh my God. Right. 3, 2, 1. Okay, well, that was interesting. Right, and we'll do it one more time. This way. Okay. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Oh, that's a good line. I like that. Oh, that's a lovely line there. Let's go. So, just drawing the ear in, which, if you look closely, you can see I need to colour in this bit a little, but that's okay. If I was sensible, I would have drawn the outlines using a ruler. I don't like using rulers. I get too hung up on trying to be perfect. So, best thing for it is to not do that, for me at least. If you are someone who can use a ruler well, I commend you, for I am not one of those people. Right, now we got the little nose there, and then... Nope, I don't like that. Just gonna pretend that did not happen. We're just gonna fill in a bit around the edges here. So the great thing about acrylics is that you can just go back in, go over your mistakes. Unlike alcohol markers, Alcohol markers, I feel, are much more unforgiving. Or at least to me. Maybe to other people they're nice. Alcohol markers just mock me. For my lack of perfection. I'm sorry, I keep whispering. So I'm just going back in to neaten up all of those lines that I've just made. And now I'm going to go in with a thicker marker. I'm going to do a 0.5. So I'm going to, oh, look at that chunky tip. Wait, get your minds out the gutter, everyone. Or just add, see, now I've done that. Everything that I say now is going to be dirty. I'm going to add some thickness to the areas that I think need to stand out. There we go. Yeah, I get quiet when I'm trying to focus, so apologies. Just thicken the ends up a bit. Yeah, I like that. Maybe just thicken it up there. Bring on the thickness. I'm not really doing much to make this less dirty, am I? You're still wet. I'm expecting a lot of that's what she said in the comments. But yeah, so by adding thickness at the edges, it kind of brings things forward and back. So the thicker it is, the further forward it is. It kind of adds sort of shadow and depth. So I'm just going to, you're still wet. How are you still wet? So I'm just gonna do it on the end there. Or do it around the ears as well. And actually up here where I messed up my lines. When it comes to foreshortening, just so you're aware, the thicker the lines, the closer it is. So if you were to draw a character with its hand in your face, you would draw around the hand in a really, really thick, what? Thick outline. God, we got there eventually. So, and I don't want it to just be suddenly thick, I want it to taper off. You're misbehaving. What are you doing? There we go. Right, so I'm gonna do the same here. In fact, actually that needs to be thinner. So I'm going to use the 0.3. Now this line needs to be quite thin because it's far away, so the face is further, the face is closer to us than this foot. So what I need to do is just make that little intersection a bit more interesting. Sort of cap it off a bit. We've got a little snoot. Which I've just gone and ruined. I've made it a little pig snoot. Oh no. Oh no. Let me fix your little nose there. Oh no. Nope. Okay, we'll go over that in a bit. It's fine. We'll fix it momentarily. As I frantically find another reference. Yeah, so really, you need to come down there and then go out. And then flat. And then we kind of go there. Anyway, sorry, I got distracted there. So I'm just trying to make this a bit more consistent. And thank you, it's Luna Games. I really appreciate you showing people to the description. I'm just going to do the same here, just thicken it up a bit at the edge, and then it can go down into that very fine line. So it makes it a little bit more interesting. I want to do the same with this little paw here. So what I'm doing here is I'm just putting the thickening the lines up to bring them forward a bit. Unfortunately, it does create tangents, but I think we'll be okay. I've got the page up the wrong way. We'll make this a bit more paw-like. We'll add. So what I'm doing here, just adding some lines to indicate toes. Toes in the paws. There we go. I quite like that. Feels like a really magical kitty. I'm going to add more green. Just a tidbit, you know. But I'm really liking this so far. I think it's looking really lovely. And thank you guys for joining me on this journey, because I not my smoothest, I will say. But that's okay. Doesn't have to be. And yeah. Right, I'm just doing some orange because I realised that the peachy orange was kind of missing. I've also realised I've forgotten to give it real fur. So this is a very short-haired cat, apparently. But we can still add some fur. So I'm going to use that very, very fine liner with my gross little hands. And just add a few little, just some little like scoochy scoosh, some lines and dots. So, and the reason that these work so well, so you don't have to do a lot when it comes to adding these little details. Sometimes I do go overboard, much like over here, where it is definitely a lot. But what I'll try and zoom in to show you even better. Right, hope this isn't terrifyingly large. But you can just do like a little zigzag like that and a little line. And that kind of implies for just a few lines every so often. You don't have to, like the key to a lot of art is implication. So you imply that there's fur, and then the brain just kind of fills the rest in, you know? At some point, I'll show you guys some like Singer Sargent, because dude was great at it. So, right, I'm going to zoom out a little bit to give myself a bit of wiggle room. But I think that, so I've done some zigzags in white. You can't quite see it here, but I have done a few earlier. They just don't show up as well because this is a very light piece. So because it's so filled with pastels and stuff, or pastels, it just kind of doesn't, I don't know, it doesn't really show as much, you know, I think. Oops. Well. Wellity, wellity, well. This stream is just sent to try me, I think. So I'll just smudge something. I'll go back and fix it, but I'm just doing few more little lines. And I'll go back. And do the white, yellow, blue. I might take out a few things because there's a few just little ones where I don't think it really worked. So put some yellow there. I will say I have had so much fun playing with these colours because I don't really do iridescent very often because, quite frankly, it's hard. It's really tricky and I don't like it. And apparently I decided the best way to overcome that was to do it on a stream, because I have lost all my sense long ago. So I'm not quite done yet. I need to do the whiskers, and the whiskers, as we know, are always the last part. I actually, compared to other cats, compared to other cats I've drawn, there's no space around it to do very much in regards to like finagling, doing silly little things. I guess I could do like a little dot, a couple of dots about. But it feels like it's a very sort of ethereal. Maybe it's as sleeping as it Mew Mew. I don't know. Right. So we shall do the whiskers or not, apparently. Give me a moment. I'm just going to clean my pen. Okay. Attempt 2. We'll just do some dots, I think. I think that's us. So that's it for today. Do you have any questions, any queries? I am not at work, I don't need to say queries. Do you have any questions for me? Do you want to know anything more? Is there anything about this that you're like, would like to know how you did this, what your thought process was? Let me know in the chat. I've seen that there's been a lot of discussions around Schrodinger's cat, which I really enjoy, I'm not gonna lie. Is acrylic marker my favourite medium? No. I don't really know what my favourite medium is, but acrylic markers are really fickle. Like they can tear up the page, and they also don't stay for very long. Like you can't get archival quality acrylic markers, so that's frustrating. But yeah, Luna would be a wonderful name for it, or Opal maybe. So I'm just scrolling back, seeing if there's any old questions that I've missed. Ferret the Stray saying, hi, how are you? I'm good, thank you. We went through a bit of an ordeal with this one. It was not great. But yes, I think definitely Opal. How many licks does it get to the centre of a Tootsie Pop? We will never know. Is the cat dead or alive? I don't know what a Tootsie Pop is. So that makes that question harder to answer. But yeah, so Celeste is good. So yeah, I want to thank you guys for watching. It's been an absolute delight to share this with you again. I can now share both sides of this. So this was Friday's, this is today's, much more sort of short-haired cat. I think you can definitely say this is a long-haired cat. We've got a different kind of cat in a box at some point. And then this little guy. And this little guy. But I am so happy that you were all here. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for joining. And to Felix, I live in the UK. We don't have the same sweets. I believe a lot of your sweets are not allowed in my country. And your chocolate, this might be controversial, your chocolate tastes terrible. And since Kraft bought dairy milk has tasted terrible. So, again, that might be controversial. I'm sorry to end it on a controversial take, but I hope you have a wonderful time. Please like the stream if you haven't already. It sends out to more people. And if you haven't subscribed and you like this, please do. I hope that you have a wonderful day, and I will see you during the week. Thank you so much for your time. Bye now.